Yes, hello everyone. The Scouse Magnums are heading home back to Merseyside. It's the fan base, along with hello Red United.
Honestly, do you know who it is? Yeah, pass that mic for 2 seconds. Honestly, we've got a little Matty Renton up the top here, right? We've got Matty Renton in the middle.
What was I saying? The Scouse Magnums are off home. It's the fan base alongside the Villa fan base that I despise, and I love it, as Kevin Keegan would say.
I love it.
I would love it if we beat them, because they're going to be very quiet on Twitter tonight, which is great, so I'll be looking forward to that. Right, I'm joined by, as I see, Harry, and we'll call it Greenie tonight, shall we? We've also got Matthew Renton, Magpie Channel, somewhere around, but you might see his face later on. So Newcastle came away from Old Trafford with a 0-0 draw, Harry. I'll come to you on this one. Unchanged lineup. Now, we were talking, would there be some changes because of 3 games in a week? None at all. Did that surprise you?
It did, yeah. I think I said in that video that I wouldn't be surprised if Fraser played or Willock would maybe play. So I was surprised. I was definitely surprised to see maybe Dan Burn play at left back and Murphy keep his position inside, especially when I think Murphy and Fraser is 6 and 2-3s at the best of times. So, yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, Johnny, ready? Jump in. You may as well jump into this as well.
Nice to see you, boys.
Nice to see you, especially after a win.
Oh, mate, it's always good. It's always a good night.
Unchanged lineup for Newcastle. Are you surprised at that?
I'm not surprised, but I mean, you could see it, couldn't you, at half time and second half, you could see the legs were absolutely gone. Everyone was knackered. You could see Murphy came off, Almiron came off. You could see it was going to happen. I mean, it totally fizzled out the game, but that was due to the demands that's put from Eddie Howe onto these players. Everyone is knackered. It worries me heading into Sunday. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to focus on the win tonight, I suppose.
We are indeed. Johnny, I'll let you have the Scouse Magnums. Pretty strong lineup, though.
Yeah, obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin came in for Neil Maupay, which is a slight surprise. I think there was always going to be a game where Everton were going to go, right, Calvert-Lewin, you're going to come in for this game. Was Newcastle the right game from away from home? Probably not. I think probably from an Everton perspective, you would have rather seen them at home against whoever they're playing next. I don't know their fixtures off the top of my head, but look, in regards to Newcastle, I thought we really, really hurt them today in terms of defensively. Nick Pope hasn't had to make a save all game, and I think that just shows how good the defence have been. But look, from an Everton perspective, like Onana and Idrissa Gueye,
What's his name?
Onana. What's his name?
You can't do it without seeing it, can you? You can't do it
without
seeing it.
You just can't. But I think, look, I thought Onana was really good for Everton. I have to be honest. I thought he really gave us problems in midfield. But look, Newcastle got the win, and we've won the game against the Scouse Magnums. That's all that matters.
It was an easy night, let's be honest. It was a very, very
easy
night.
No.
I mean, when did Everton have a shot?
They didn't have a shot, but I think there was times when Newcastle fans, maybe more than the players, were nervous today. I think we desperately needed a substitution, but we'll talk about that in the second half. But I don't think it was as easy as we made out. Yes, Everton have no chances, but there was still some nervy moments in terms of Everton attacking us, because I still think there was, especially towards Dan Burn's side, I think there was moments, but we'll talk on about that later.
Yeah, let's get to the game, Harry. And right, let's talk about. Well, there's a 1 or 2 the Murphy chance right at the beginning of the game, if I remember the top of my head, where he cuts in, curls one over the bar. But then, it wasn't that far long later that Miguel Almirón I just fancy scoring worldies every week now. What's happened to him? What has possessed him?
It's Eddie Howe, isn't it? He's just turned him into an absolute animal. He's turned him into a machine. Incredible goal. I thought the first half.
We're seeing it nearly every week now.
Yeah, that's his second worldie this season. Palace last season as well. What's stopping him? But yeah, on the game itself, I thought the first half an hour was really, really poor, really scrappy from both sides. Everton, I thought, looked a little bit tidier on the ball. We were sloppy in midfield. Longstaff and Joe Linton kept passing the ball to them for some reason, as in Everton players. And then, yeah, Bruno lays it off to Miggy, and the rest is history.
Some goal like that, isn't it?
This guy, I've never seen a bigger turnaround in my life. I swear.
Bigger than Joe Linton?
Well, that's a bit, I don't know. But in terms of goal contributions, in terms of who's going to win you games, Almiron is just like the next level. Do you know what I mean? Has Paraguay qualified for the World Cup?
No, I don't think I have.
I mean, there was only one South American that was going to shine this summer, in this winter, and it wasn't Messi. It was going to be Almiron. Do you mean, the World Cup, this guy is just out of this world. This turnaround has been unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. From a guy who couldn't test the goalkeeper, I've seen shots that have trickled through like a 4-year-old on a Sunday, and now he's put them in top bins week in, week out. It's extraordinary, man. Eddie Howe.
It's a shame Pickford's little arms just couldn't quite reach that. I mean, it was a perfect view from the Gallowgate. You would have had exactly the same, Lee.
I'm going to comment on that in a minute, the T-Rexes.
No, it was literally, as soon as it went past his arms, you just knew where it was going. But it's just a testament of how good Miggy's playing this season. There's an argument Miggy's probably been the player of the season so far. There's an argument. I don't know whether...
It's a shout, man, considering if you look at the defence.
I wouldn't say he is, because I think Bruno's been amazing. And I don't think that was his strongest. I don't think it was his strongest game today, I have to be honest.
I've been shares mine so far. I think it's
But you had a crush on him for fucking 5 years anyway, and plus he played well against Man United, so I'm not surprised by that. But in all seriousness, look, it's a fantastic finish. It really, really is, and it's a really good goal from the middle. We're talking about Bruno middle, but it's actually Miggy in the middle today. Lovely finish, and I would say on the first half after that goal, I think because of the chance that Bruno had and the fact that Newcastle did have a number of chances, from just 1 or 2 before, 1 or 2 after, Newcastle probably just about deserved to go 1-0 at half time.
We just mentioned how many goals has Jack Grealish got this season?
0, isn't it? 1? No, he's got 1.
1. How many goals has Almiron got?
5.
5.
Look,
5.
You're right. After that, there was no quality in the game. Let's be honest. Calvert-Lewin head out of the bar.
Best chance for Everton, to be honest.
It was their best chance, but it was. Look, it's on Amazon, but it's if you had a game to pick, we're not going to be number 1. We're going to be somewhere near the bottom because it was scrappy, but we got the win. But at half time, I seen dinosaurs and people waving flags and all sorts of all. This is fucking brilliant. Did you capture that?
Oh, I had it all, man. I can show you the picture. I got a picture of the T-Rex in the Gallowgate at half time in the concourse. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? Like the crack, you can't beat Newcastle fans. We are elite. We are the best fans in the world for banter, for passion, for everything. And we're finally reaping the rewards.
He literally went past us. You'll see it on the screen now. Gans past us, waving the flag. I thought it was just brilliant. There's a couple of lads just behind the goal as well who had a couple of those T-Rexes as well. And Matty showed. That's class. There you go.
That's actually Matty's number 1 fan.
Actually had a hat to match as well.
I know.
Is it? You can get inside that.
It's like
Pass the guy inside
Body.
there.
So
it's a fair passing. That's 2 for a 5. I'll give you it off there, honestly.
class banter. Really, really good. Second half, Harry, we were saying off camera, scrappy. Very, very scrappy. A lot of substitutions. Newcastle needed them, I think, fresh legs.
Yeah, they did. We were sitting off as the game went on. I think that pressing, we lost that intensity, a bit like at Old Trafford. So maybe you're trying to save the legs in a busy schedule. Maybe it's a tactic from Eddie Howe, or maybe the players are just simply knackered. But yeah, we did need the fresh legs. Willock coming on at half time, he provided a bit more energy, but he didn't provide any quality at all for me. Fraser was energetic. But
See, I want to disagree.
Thank you.
I want to disagree. Yes, he didn't put the chances away, but how often have we screamed down the years for a midfielder to get in the box?
You've got a problem with Willock. He was far better than Joe Linton today.
He's getting in the box.
He's getting in the box, and look, I want to give Elliot Anderson a little bit of praise. I think he only gave the ball away once, but winning corners, lovely little cross, and Willock should have done better, by the way, because he should have got it on target, but those substitutes really helped us. Fraser, by the way, just being smart and sensible by winning free kicks, by just putting your head in dangerous places, by the way. But no, I disagree with Harry in regards to Willock. I think
I didn't say it was awful.
He starts on Sunday.
I just said he just didn't provide the quality.
He starts on Sunday for me.
I really like Willock. I think obviously the form he produced when he was on loan is never ever going to happen again, but in terms of building his confidence, that goal is coming, and then from there he can kick on. He offers a lot. We need that midfielder who can dart into the box, who can offer more, who can problem defenders, because if a defender's watching Newcastle, all they need to do is watch Wilson's run. Apart from that, the danger's gone. You need that other man to offer an incentive in the box, and Willock provides that.
Like I say, it was scrappy. Everton didn't really create. Nick Pope didn't have a save. It was lacklustre from their side. A lot of the ball but they didn't do that with it. Newcastle came away with 3 glorious points. Before we have a look at the league table and talk about the fixture on the weekend, here is Mr. Howe.
We work on both aspects every day, to be honest. I think we don't sacrifice that, and even now we're being successful with that, we can't go away from it. The basics, the fundamentals, as you say, that is made by the players. 1 to 11, we're all contributing to that effort. Today we protected Nick Pope very well, I thought. Yeah, he's been superb for us this year. I mean, I don't think he did too much today, or had to do too much. But again, his overall commanding of his box, and when he had to come out and sweep the ball from behind our back four was very good.
Yeah, lads in front of me, it's credit to them when that happens, and they've looked after me ever so well since I've come to the football club, and like you see tonight, really well drilled and great attitude and character shown to off the ball work, it's all great for me. Anyone was naive in the fact that there was a different style of play, you know, and then I've come here and there's maybe a few things that are differently expected of me. But no, I think that's something that I wanted to be a part of, and I really wanted to come to this football club in this moment, and not just. I think ever since I've been a footballer and I've played at the top level, you don't want to just play to survive. You want to play to make your mark. And when you're in a top team and when you want to be a top team, there's certain things you've got to do. And yeah, since I've walked through the door, we have worked on it. So hoping that's showing. Yeah.
So that was Eddie Howe's reaction. Mike, I'll come to you on this one. Spurs this weekend, obviously we got hammered off them 5-1 last season. Season before that we all enjoyed the Joe Linton goal. How do you see that going? Do you see Eddie Howe changing a lot of the side? Because can all those players, I reckon the defence could, but can the midfield and Callum Wilson, the wingers, play 3 games in a week?
I don't think so. I think it would be naive to think that they could. I think you probably have to bring in at least a Fraser for Murphy maybe. I think Almiron's got to stay in with the end product he can produce now. But I think Fraser's got to come in. Fraser or Anderson's got to come in. Someone's got to change. Maybe even to change in midfield. Obviously, we're seeing Joe Linton come off at half-time. Does that mean Joe Willock starts, potentially? But I think Spurs is a very, very big ask coming Sunday because of the amount of games we've had, because of the effort that the lads are putting in with this high-press system. To be honest with you, I don't want to be negative, but I can't see us getting anything against Spurs. I think it's going to be a step too far. I don't think we'll get hammered like 5-1 last year. It's going to be a very tough game, though.
Johnny, I'll come at you on this, but Spurs should be looking at us this time around thinking, shit, you've got Almiron in form, you've got Bruno, how do we stop him? How do we stop Wilson if he starts? Or how do we stop Trippier coming back to we'll call it White Hart Lane? How do we break down their defence? It's problems that other teams are now looking at us thinking, this is the new Newcastle.
It is the new Newcastle, and I'm telling you what, the media's certainly coming along with it because they're talking about us all the time now. You see it on Talks, but you see it on other platforms.
Do you like that?
Do you know what? Yeah, go on. Why not? Because it's been a long time since Newcastle have been talked in that way. YouTube wasn't even invented before Newcastle started playing well. Let's be honest, it wasn't. And that's
I like how he looks at me when he says that.
It's just your age; it gives it away, doesn't it? No, but in all seriousness, no, right. Ever since you started YouTube and Matty as well, we've never really talked about Newcastle being well. Let them talk. Exactly.
That's always ranting. It's always fucking hell, Bruce football.
Talk about Newcastle in a positive light for a change. Look, Tottenham's going to be. I take what Matty's point. It's going to be a really, really difficult game.
Conte is going to make it so difficult, and he's going to make it awful. He's going to make it.
But the thing is, they've got the Champions League Sporting a few days later.
They have. Yeah. As we record right now, Manchester United are 1-0 against Tottenham. So, if say they get beat, which they might, I don't know, they might not. They're coming off a defeat potentially. They're going to be, for fuck's sake, why did we lose against Man United? And not even that good. Be thinking, God, Newcastle all right. They've won a couple of games. They've won 3 of the last 4. They drew against Man United at Old Trafford. 10 points from the last 4. Really, really good return. And we are the team in form.
I said 8, didn't I?
You said 8. I think Liam said 14. I said 11, something like that. But, in regards to what we've done so far, no one wants to play Newcastle. Steven Gerrard, if he's still in the job, he'll be thinking, I don't want to play them next Saturday. A week on Saturday.
And Conte as well will be thinking that you mentioned the likes of Bruno, how do you tackle him and stuff. How do you get past Sven Botman? How do you get past Fabian Schär?
Assuming that all players.
This is a really tough defence.
I think it is, but I think Lascelles comes in this week, and I know it's not the popular one, but
even Matt Targett
might come in.
Yeah.
I think Eddie Howe's probably looked at that Tottenham game. Do you know what? If we can put Matt Targett, Lascelles, and Lascelles had a man of the match performance against Spurs over the years. I'm not saying he's going to do that this weekend, but it would not surprise me. Can Fabian Schär in particular, who's had 2 knocks? He came off after 70 minutes. I know he didn't come off as in a substitute, but he's had another knock. Is it worth just bringing a fresh Lascelles in for 1 game and then bringing him back in for the Villa game, which, let's be honest, is a more winnable game?
Yeah.
Harry, I'll come to you on this one. Who stood out for you today?
Miggy. It has to be Miggy, because he played fantastic and he scored cracking goal yet again. Miggy, man of the match.
I also want to talk about the league table, because I did say before we heard from Eddie Howe there, Newcastle sitting as a 5th in the league now, which is quite incredible. I think we'll all probably would have took all top 10 before the World Cup, really. How far can we go before the World Cup? Johnny's obviously talked about a couple of fixtures there. Can we hover around those European places?
Of course we can. If we keep playing like this, of course we can. But can't remember the fixtures. I know you said we got Villa.
Four Premier League games before now. I know we've got Palace in the Cup, but we've got Spurs away, Villa at home, Southampton away, Chelsea at home.
Yeah, but I think we can easily get 6. We can easily get Villa in Southampton. I think we can easily beat them. I'm not saying we will, but they're winnable games. And then maybe a point. Did you say Chelsea was at home? Maybe a point from there. I think we could get 7 points in those 4 games. That's being very positive though.
It's good to speak positive, man.
It's just
good. It's just good to be positive for change. It's a different approach to everyone's channels this year, isn't it?
It is amazing.
Let's get some score predictions for Spurs. Obviously, tonight was scrappy. We got the 3 points. I think we need one of those two during the season where it's not going to be pretty. We'll get the 3 points. We've got it tonight, which is great. Best defence in the league, Johnny, as well. How's the Spurs game going to go?
It's going to be 1-1. With absolutely zero confidence whatsoever in that prediction. But no, I take Matty's point. I think Spurs got the luxury that they can change a few players. They can take off a Højbjerg and bring in Basuma, for example. I think that could be important because they have a bit more squad depth. If Newcastle make changes, it's going to be Chris Wood, Matt Targett, Joe Willock potentially, and X, Y, and Z. So it's not going to be as strong. All I will ask from Newcastle is make them very difficult to beat. If you're gonna play a low block, just make sure it works and just don't concede early. Frustrate Tottenham and.
Do you think they'll go on high pressing again?
I think they will for the first X amount of minutes, maybe 60, 70 minutes, and I think they'll go a bit like Man United. If it's 0-0 or 1-1 or something, 70 minutes, just rein it back, and just take what you can from Tottenham, and then we'll see. We'll have a week's rest going into the Villa game. But look, whatever happens on Sunday. What a great start it's been so far. 4 games, 3 wins and a draw in October since the international break.
Talking like we've been defeated, how man?
I'd love to be going to the game. I know you're going to the game, but it would be fun. It would be good to see Newcastle spring a surprise. But I don't know. Kane loves a goal against Newcastle. Son's obviously scored in a few goals. He scored a hat-trick against Leicester, didn't he? So it's going to be tough. But I'll say 1-1, being the positive Newcastle fan that's just seen Newcastle win tonight.
Matt, you're not very positive, are you?
No, I'm going to actually match Johnny's.
Oh, are you?
I'm going to match Johnny's 1-1, but I just think there's no way we keep a clean sheet on Sunday. I know we have the best defensive record in the league, Nick Pope, and Sven Botman share playing out their skin, but I can't see we're maintaining the likes of Harry Kane, Richarlison's on fire, Kulusevski's come back in the team, Son's still got a bit to prove. They've got a lot, Tottenham, they've got a lot. People talk about Arsenal in the title race, but Spurs are just behind them a few points, and if they can get a run of form going, Conte makes every game very difficult to play against. I'm going to go for a positive 1-1.
I'll match it, I'll go score draw. Harry, you were saying just there you disagree once again with Johnny with the low block, don't you?
I think we might. It depends. I think we might try and
change the approach.
Take the game to Spurs, because that takes it out of their comfort zone, because they tend to sit deep and counter, or look to Kane drop in and Son breaks in behind. So if we play deep, might help us break on the counter. I guess we'll see. But to be honest, my prediction, I'm going to look really negative now, but I'm going to say 2-0 Spurs.
Fucking hell.
It's pretty hard. Me and Harry don't get on.
Not one of us have predicted a win on Sunday. Fuck me.
1-0 Julian.
There we go. I'm happy to relive that day, I'll again.
Yes.
Right, from St James's Park, make sure you do have a look at Matty's channel, Magpie channel, subscribe to those guys. And from Johnny and Harry as well, we'll see you later, everyone. Bye-bye.